Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Jan.
I'm Jason.
And we're the YHWH Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. You guys are our family. We love you all very, very much. And we hope that you guys are seeking our Creator where He is able to be found. And where He is able to be found is in Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, and the Besorah, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the books right there that if you study those very, very well, that is where the path to the kingdom lies. And we are reading yet another book that is an amazing book that has a tremendous amount of details that we have never, ever heard before. Things that never, ever quite made sense to us. And today we're going to unfold a lot of mysteries, the things, again, that we've never, ever heard before. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Good.
Everyone alive?
Yep.
Eli, you stay awake from me today?
Yep.
Hopefully. All right, here we go. All right, 34 is where we're beginning. And for those who are just joining us on this, we're in the middle of yesterday's was a kangaroo court. Is why I put that thumbnail like I did. And a lot of people, my kids didn't actually know what a kangaroo court was. But it's essentially any kind of a joke of a court that you're in. And that is what he was in. Messiah was in a joke court. And now he is going to go before the Roman kind of courts, not really the court, but the rulers of the Romans. And so it is getting an upgrade as far as those who were attacking him. Not an upgrade, but it's a different kind of attack. So let's go. 34. It was now for many Pesach Eve, not all keeping it at the same time, for this was in dispute. All right, I won't go too very far at this, but it sounds like they had the exact same issues that we have now, that they can't figure this out. And I will be the first to say we're in that same boat. We're 2,000 years after this, something like that, 2,200 years after this. And it is we have no ideas. We have no idea exactly what it is. We have our books, we have our things, but you will have places like Torah calendar, and you have all these people, and everybody keeps calendar a little bit different. In fact, we are such a dispute that people don't realize when to start Shabbat, right? It's like some people start it on Thursday, some people on a Friday, some people on a Saturday morning is when it begins, and Sunday morning it ends. And it's crazy. And really what we need our king to come and give us a little bit of hints here, because I think people are very well-meaning and everybody gets attempting to do it. And we used to be one of those calendar people that we thought we had it figured out. And then there were some things that we read that were like, oh man, I don't want to be leading the people of Yah astray on this. And so we don't say a tremendous amount, but we will talk a little bit this week about Shavuot. It is because I believe that the Jews have it again wrong, and a lot of people. When are they celebrating it, Mystical?
Friday.
This Friday, I think, is when people have done the
Tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. What's today?
It's Thursday.
Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess so.
I didn't even know.
Wednesday.
Oh yeah, I guess we've just been reading scriptures all week. Are we really on this? It's not. What day is this? It is Thursday. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, I guess I don't think we'll even be doing a Shavuot video because we've been reading scriptures all week long. I guess we lost track of time. So here we are. Let's just continue on. Therefore, many who could have spoken for Yahushua, being righteous men, went to make their preparations for the festival. Some thought he would be set free when it was over, but most knew in their hearts he would not be released. When Yahushua was brought before Pontius Pilate, governor of Yehuda, who sat upon the judgment seat, the law scribes testified to the charges, saying, "This man stirs up the people to revolt against Caesar by taking the title Son of Elohim, thus claiming to be the king of the Yahudim. He says he brings swords and will purge the land with fire. He blasphemes against Caesar and seeks to bring a new rule of law into the land. He rides into the city proclaiming himself the deliverer, fulfilling the prophecies. From whom can we be delivered?" Pilate said to Yahushua, "There are many serious charges against you. Have you any defense against them?" When Yahushua remained silent, Pilate said, "Tell me, if Son of Elohim is the kingly title, are you the king of the Yahudim?" Yahushua said, "Do you ask this for yourself, or are you being influenced by the things said about me?" Pilate answered, "Am I a Yahudi to know these things? Your people have handed you over, for according to their interpretation, you have made kingly claims. What have you done?" Yahushua said, "Is an earthly king most worthy to be called the son of Elohim? Surely it is goodness and not kinship that counts. I am the son of Elohim, and this title I rightly claim. But if I have a kingdom, it is not of earth. Had it been otherwise, my followers would not have permitted me to be taken. That's pretty awesome words, right? We knew that Messiah, he commands the legions of messengers, right? Had Messiah not permitted him to be taken, the messengers would have wiped all these people out, and it would have been just a bloodbath. But anyone have any thoughts on this so far?
No, I'm not really. I mean, we do get a little more in depth of like the conversations they had, a little more understanding of what's going on. Pilate was more confused than anything. He really didn't see anything wrong against this dude. Kind of like the other people found. Like we find nothing wrong against. He was like they the best they come up with. Like sort of like he said he's the king. This is that. Probably goes against Roman things. Like they see other people like trying to rise up. They're going to stop him.
Yeah. All right. So if you guys see something, and I'm continuing to read on, just interrupt so we can get the discussion in. Because I'm curious to know what you guys have to say. Pilate said, "You are then a king of some kind." Yahushua replied, "As you say, I am a king, but I do not come to rule, for I was born into the world to testify of the truth, and all who honor truth listen to my words." Pilate said, "Who knows what is truth, or what it means? One man's truth is another man's deception." Yahushua answered, "No man can know truth, for it is not of earth, which is a place of deception. But Yahuwah knows truth, and it is with him alone." Pilate said, "Does not Caesar know truth?" To which Yahushua replied, "No man knows the truth." Pilate said, "Is the truth with you or with Caesar?" Yahushua said, "Caesar's heart is in fornication, not in truth. And this you know to be true. Would you condemn me for speaking truth?" Pilate said, "Say no more."
His king just got called out completely, and he's like, "All right, stop talking.
Yeah,
no more speaking for you."
That's the thing everybody there, everybody knows.
So it's Caesar the having an affair.
Well, yeah, it's like the people of the poor folks of North America, right? Who their leaders is Joe Biden. Did I say that right? It sounded just like him, right? They have this incompetent guy that they have put on the world stage, and everybody knows, right? Everybody knows this guy is like, there's pictures of this guy with masks on, and I don't even know if this guy is alive anymore. He probably hasn't been alive, but the guy is there to orchestrate the end of the North America from what I can see. And so everybody knows, right? Everybody knows when your leader is funky, right? There's something real funky with this guy. So, yeah, those guys knew. And Ms. Nicole's over there making noise in the kitchen, like always. Okay, 50. Yahushua said, "See how those who uphold truth are judged by those holding authority. Then a man who was guardian at the temple testified, 'This man stirs up trouble in the land, so the people are ripe for revolt. And his doctrine is not contained in Galilee, but is spreading all over Yehuda.' Hearing this, Pilate asked whether the man before him was Galilean. And being told he was, Pilate said, 'This man should be tried before Herod.' Therefore, Yahushua was sent to Herod, who being in Jerusalem at the time was residing nearby, for he was under the protection of the governor. Herod was pleased for the opportunity to see Yahushua and questioned him at length, hoping to see some miracle performed. But he was disappointed in all things. Though many testified against him before Herod, Yahushua remained silent on such matters, for it was his duty and destiny to fulfill the prophecies in the holy books. Herod found Yahushua guilty of blasphemy and treason, and returned him to Pilate, saying, 'He has committed treason in Yehuda. Let him be tried for that. It has not been fully proven before me, but this I know surely. If he is released, there will be a revolt, for the people are inflamed, and your army is not large.' When Pilate had taken his place on the judgment seat, and Yahushua was before him, he said, 'I am told you are a just man. Can goodness father crime?' Yahushua answered, 'Hypocritical goodness fathers many crimes. The people live in a night of ignorance. I come to lighten the darkness.' Pilate said, 'If the light is put out, does that help the people? Is it not better for the light to shine? Even a faint glow is better than none.' Yahushua said, 'Do with me as you will. I will light a flame which will consume the world, and darkness will be no more.'" All right, what do you guys think of this? What do you guys think so far?
Herod did weird, he's like blasphemy. Like he wanted to see this dude do miracles. Like he decided to see this dude, then he's like blasphemy.
He reminds me of a little nerd or something. He's like, show me the thing. Go, show me something cool.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't get anything, and so he's like really super disappointed on this whole thing.
They call him for blasphemy as he signed up.
I just envision like a 5'2" guy, this little tiny dude. He's like, oh, let's do this. And the disappointment. And so we know from other texts that up until this time that Herod and
Pilate hate each other.
yeah, they didn't like each other. And that was the day that they became friends on this whole matter. All right, anyone else have anything?
I don't think so.
Eli, you're just talking to us.
I mean, these guys don't understand these things. What he said, right? He starts speaking to them like parable type things, like, right. And they don't get it, right? They don't understand anything. Like they talk about truth and like lighting flames that consume the world. They don't understand.
Yeah, but did Messiah light the flame that sparked and lit the whole world up?
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's our king, right? That is the man. That is the dude who's going to be our reigning king. And not only the reigning king, but this guy's going to come and deliver us when he does come. And it's not going to be with a little itty bitty tiny sword. It's going to be with power that nobody has ever seen before. And so I cannot wait. And so, all right. Pilate said, these things I do not understand, for your people have devious minds and make great issues over things of little importance. What else have you to say? Yahushua replied, I came to men to manifest the love Yahuwah has for them, and as one of their brothers. I have undergone the trials and tribulations of men, overcoming the claims of the flesh, so the Ruach within shines forth with strength. I have pointed the way whereby men may rise to greatness, for such is their destiny. Pilate then said to the elders and some Levites who witnessed against Yahushua, I am not a Yahudi, nor am I bound by the laws of the Yahudim. If this man has blasphemed against your Elohim, then let him be tried by your law. But do not mention it to me, for I only listen to the law of Rome.
So this dude's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I don't follow your guys' weird laws. What you guys do. He's like, if this dude didn't break any Roman laws, let you guys judge him.
Yeah, and there's so much more to this, that we get in these scriptures here than we have ever gotten before.
See, and Pilate, the poor thing about Pilate got dragged into this, right? He probably was an evil dude, right? But in this situation, he was more just than all the Yehudim, right? He didn't want to kill him. He just wanted to let him go. He was more right ruling than the Jews were using at the time than the priests, and then he ends up dying from his conscience of killing him.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when you deal with enough people at enough time. I mean, Pilate was a judge, right? He was able to determine life or death. And you sit there and when you talk to people, it's very obvious whether or not they're insane or whether or not they're a threat or whether or not they're any of this. And he can't find a threat here. He just cannot find a threat. And he's trying everything possible to get rid of him so that these people. But he also talks about, like right above that, let's see, where did he say this? That the people have devious minds and make great issues over things of little importance. And, that's what he said about these so-called Jews back in the day.
To this whole situation, them not understanding that prophecy had to be fulfilled, at least Pilate himself, he's like, this makes no sense. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why do they want you here?
Yeah, absolutely. And so they, it's very, very clear he does not want to be here on this. 62. They said, do you say that a man who blasphemes against divine Caesar is not worthy of death? Pilate said, such a man should die. They said, this he has done. Also in proclaiming himself king, he speaks against Caesar and Rome. Had he not done wrong to Caesar, we would surely not have delivered him to you.
So they're just lying.
Yeah, they're just filthy liars.
They have nothing left to try to get this guy out.
Yeah, just filthy liars. All they're trying to do is get rid of him.
They deserve every beating they get after this.
Yeah, they deserve where they are at. And right now they have had 2,000 years in Sheol of knowing that they handed over the son of our Elohim. Pilate said, you are a troublesome people and tire me with these things. What would you have me do with your king?
I feel like it's something Yah has told me before. Like, you are tiresome people. You make me tired.
Moshe, you are a stiff-necked people.
I feel like this is like something like higher ups have always said to these people.
Go talk to the rock, Moshe. He just takes a stick, you rebels. Okay, 66. They answered, these are his words. We have no king except Caesar.
That's a problem.
Yeah, someone said, and acknowledged no other Elohim. So yeah, all of a sudden they just denied
They denied Yah. They just denied.
And Caesar wasn't a part of the Yahudim, right? He wasn't a.
They literally
Hebrew.
just gave up their own beliefs just to kill Yahushua.
They did.
They literally just walked over and like joined sides with Satan.
Yeah, and
besides the evil they were doing, they literally just gave up on Elohim.
And there's not one day that will go by that this same conversation will not haunt these people that are sitting there in the waiting chambers of judgment, right? They know this now, and it's like, whoops. 67. Then one of the elders stood up and said, "Many have testified concerning his offenses. We know what should be done, but the power is with you. It is not lawful for us to put this man to death.
Actually,
Therefore, deal with him as seems best in your eyes."
it's actually a lie because they can put people to death, right? They can stone people for blasphemy. They can stone people for murder, right? They can stone people for a few certain things, but they can't actually kill them because they have nothing against them.
Yeah, and the example of that is they took the adulterous woman and they wanted to stone her, right? They know the laws. They know that adultery is worthy of death, and therefore, this is where they're at. Okay, 68. Pilate said, "Why have you been spared?" Actually, did I hit 67? Yeah, I got it. Okay, 68. Pilate said, "Why have you been spared the wrath of your Elohim?" Then Pilate said to those in the chamber of judgment, "Who else wishes to testify against this man?" One of the elders, a law scribe of the council, said, "This man has claimed before the people that he is heir to the throne of David, but he is an impostor. He blasphemies the Holy One of our people by saying he is his son. If these things inflame the people so they revolt, then Rome pays the price. He comes forth from among the people and disinherited, rousing the people, so they seek to overthrow the stability of established authority. If his intentions are put into effect, we are all lost."
Alright, so this dude pretty much like lie. Like he is
They
lie
like
David.
rugs. They just continue to lie and lie and lie and lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the, and who a law scribe of the council? Who is the council, right? The council, here's the thing. These people are Talmud-keeping people. They are not the real people of our Creator, right? That's the thing most people do not understand, is that the Jews of back then and the Jews of today are imposters. How do I say this? Why do I say this? Go look up abortion clinics in Israel, and they're open till 11 p.m. at night. You're slaughtering the children to Moloch on the holy land of our Creator, and you say you're our Creator's chosen people? That's insane. These same people are the same people that handed over our Messiah. And I mean, they're not Torah keepers, right? They're Talmud keepers. They violate Deuteronomy 4:2 all the time, every single day. 70. He proclaims himself king and declares he will pull down the temple. He blasphemes against Caesar and says he will supersede Caesar's rule. He slanders Caesar and calls him a fornicator and a liar. Under our laws, which you must uphold, he deserves to die. And if you are not against Caesar, also under the laws of Rome. That didn't make sense. And if you are not against Caesar, also under the laws of Rome. You guys catch what he's saying, right? I mean, he's throwing
He's
Messiah.
just doing whatever he can.
Yeah.
They just want this dude dead.
Yeah. Pilate said to Yahushua, "The balance weighs against you. Have you anything to say?" When Yahushua did not reply, Pilate asked him where he really came from, but Yahushua remained silent. Pilate then said, "Have you nothing to say to me, who have the power to condemn or release you? What shall I do with one such as you?" Yahushua then said, "The power of Rome rests in your hand, but it gives you power over nothing except my body. Do with that as you will. It is not you, but those distorting the face of truth who are to blame."
He didn't put guilt on Pilate here. He's like, it's not your fault. He's like, you're doing your job, but you tried.
Well, that's the thing. All Messiah would have had to do was convince Pilate right here that he was like. All he had to do was say a few words, right?
Satan would have won, right?
Yeah.
If Joshua's fear got in the way, and he just said, "All right, Pilate, here's the real story," and went over. I mean, because Joshua spoke well, he was well spoken. He could easily convince Pilate to let him go, but then we wouldn't have salvation, right? He wouldn't have been worthy of the sacrifice if he would have chickened out, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, shirked his responsibilities. Okay, Pilate said, "If I deal with you one way, the people will say the authority of Rome supports your teachings, and it is not against the things you declare. They will say your claim to kinship is upheld, and may even say you are preferred to Caesar. If I do this, I will certainly be called to an account. For am I not the hand of Caesar, whom you blaspheme and decry? YHWH said, I call men to a kingdom which is not yet of earth. Pilate said to YHWH, no one is compelled to speak on his own behalf. Then to the others he said, clearly this man is not guiltless concerning Caesar, but will any here speak for him? Then one of the Parashim stood up and said, many could speak for this just man, but have decided their duty lies elsewhere. We are an unbending people, sometimes over-concerned with righteousness, but mercy and justice are not least among the things we uphold.
Oh man, these dudes just stop lying.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
They just don't do mercy. They don't do righteousness.
No.
They're like everything they do here, that was a lie. Like these people have like everything just in this chapter alone they have lied about.
Yeah. What wrong has this man done to Caesar? He has uttered words which are no more than a breeze from the lips. And surely one so great as Caesar can withstand even the greatest tempest. If Caesar be man, then words would hurt him. But we are a people knowing nothing man can do will harm the highest divinities. Therefore, we could be less cautious than others. The greater they are, the more they tend to overlook the many weaknesses and failings of men. You, who know the greatness or smallness of he for whom you are the mouthpiece, can incline towards one less knowledgeable in such matters. If you are a worthy representative of Caesar, you will uphold his greatness and reveal his indulgence to us. As to whether this man be the Mashiach, the deliverer, such questions can only be meaningless to Rome, for even we Yahudim are not in accord as to who they are or what they will do. Pilate said, you are a perverse race, over-concerned with unworldly things and ensnaring yourselves in your own net of goodness. You cannot even agree on the dates of your own festivals or the nature of your Elohim. Instead of heroes, you have saints, yet your saintless makes you unsaintly. You all agree to seek the truth, but dispute which path to follow, and so get nowhere. You agree to follow your Elohim, but some say, we go this way, and others say, we go another. What you say today about this man, you said yesterday about another. Your laws are a maze, which I will not attempt to negotiate. Your thoughts are devious, and your hearts are an unreadable scroll. I am unfortunate in my governorship.
He's unfortunate to be there, to be in this time and age. Because
So he basically just called it like the Jewish. So if you want the how Jewish religion works, that little verse right there is basically everything wrapped up in one. It's a maze of laws. Then no one can get right on the date.
Yeah.
Everyone's concerned about other things other than what is correct.
Well, yeah, and that is the Talmud, right? If you look at Jewish mysticism and the 200 books of the Talmud, which the Jews of today will do, the Jews won't even say the name of Yah, right? They will say G-D, and they will never ever say Yah, right? And we've battled it out with the Jews down here before, and they're like, his name isn't Yahu, it's or something like that, but we don't say that. And we're like, what? What are you talking about, man? We're supposed to lift up the name of our Elohim. We're supposed to speak of it. And so this is where we're going to end, everyone. And so this is the last part of this. This was, we're about to get to tomorrow's where he will try his last ditch effort, and he will try to release Barabbas. And so it is very amazing stories. Eli, do you have anything more from your windiness? No.
So nice.
No thanks. All right.
I just want to say, poor Pilate, man. He was in this situation. He was more just. He was trying to do good. He probably was not a good dude at all. He probably was a terrible person. But in this situation, he ended up losing his life for this whole thing when he was just trying to get YHWH out of there.
Yeah, you don't make positions like that if you are a good dude. You are a ruthless killer, and you have to make hard decisions. And that's what leadership is about. Leadership is about having to make those hard decisions and not wanting to, and sometimes. And, this is a lot more than we've ever gotten any time before. So
it seems like he's had some kind of situation like this before, because he talked about like this is like repeat and repeat. It's like he's like, I know exactly who you guys are and exactly what you do. Like he hasn't this isn't the first time he's seen something like this.
Yeah, and it's clear. He's right, man. He gave them the thoughts on this stuff. He's like, your laws are a maze, which I will not attempt to negotiate. And it's very, very clear. Our dog just blew out the door, just so everyone knows. That's what that noise was. All right, so I guess that's it. We thank you guys very, very much, everybody out there. We love you guys very, very much. We know a lot of you guys struggle in life, as we do as well. Keep us in prayer, please, especially as we try to finish up this open source Bible project. We are reading with ferocity and trying to get through this, and our eyes are all hurting, but we are going to make it through. We love you guys very much. Have a wonderful day. We are out.
All right, Shalom.